Hello fellow travelers, my name's SG and welcome to the channel. Today we'll be talking about the movie Elf, starring Will Ferrell, James Caan, Deschanel, and Ed Asner as Santa Claus. Now I'm sure a lot of people know what Elf is, and I enjoy it myself. I do like it. I at least have to see it like once every Christmas myself. While I wouldn't say it's one of my favorite of all time Christmas movies, it is definitely up there in my top 10. So without further ado, let's get started, shall we? Elf was directed by Jon Favreau and written by David Bernabon. It is about an elf named Buddy who is told by his adoptive father, Papa Elf, and Santa that he is adopted and that he is actually a human or from the human world, and actually fallen into the Santa's bag on his last trip. One year on Christmas Eve. So they pretty much just adopted him and took him in as one of their own. And when Buddy starts thinking back, it makes sense because he'd never been able to achieve much of what the other elves are capable of, and the fact that he grew almost 5 feet taller than most of them was also a dead giveaway. But he ends up wanting to know who his family is, who his parents are. And they said that his mother passed, but his father is still alive in New York, and he owns a big publishing company for children's books. And he automatically says, I want to go to New York to figure out who am I outside of this, where do I come from? But to his shock, he learns that his dad is on the naughty list. And anybody who's a Christmas fanatic knows that being on the naughty list is not a good thing. So it's all about Buddy's journey to New York, but also what he does after, what he does to meet people. And he falls in love, he makes peace with his dad, and even grows to enjoy the company of his stepbrother and stepmom. It's a very fun movie and has the heart where it counts. I can see where some people might not like it. It is very different compared to most other Christmas specials that try to be more heartwarming or, try to be a little more grounded in reality. This, I think, does it just right, and with Will Ferrell as Buddy the Elf, it is not a miss. It is very well done and it's very fun. Will Ferrell as Buddy the Elf really makes the movie. It's all about his reactions and how people react to him throughout the movie. That's sort of what this whole thing's about, actually. So he gives this childlike wonder that I don't think really anybody else can really match. I know that Jim Carrey, who was originally thought to play this character, can play off goofy, and same for Chris Farley, who can pull off childish, but there's not someone who could play child wonder like Will Ferrell can. And I think that's why the movie's so memorable. He pulls off the lines and he pulls off the character so well, is that sometimes you even start seeing him as Buddy the Elf. So the idea that Will Ferrell being Buddy the Elf just makes more sense now later on, and you can't really see anybody else as him, and if it's not him, it wouldn't work. I think he is an amazing choice for this movie. James Caan as Walter Hobbs, also known as Buddy the Elf's real father, his biological father. He pulls off a Scrooge-like character very well, and you can tell that he is just as confused about the situation as Buddy is and doesn't really know how to go upon it. So he does add a groundedness to this world. He does add a little more than I think most have tried. I'm going to stick with those two for right now, because to go down the list is a lot, because we also have Zoe Deschanel as Jovi, who is the workplace co-worker for Buddy, but also becomes his love interest. Ed Asner as Santa Claus was hilarious in this, and he was really fun overall, especially when they're trying to repair the sleigh towards the end. It really did show that this had a sense of humor and didn't take itself too seriously. And Bob Newhart as Papa Elf, as our main narrator, really did work overall, as his voice just, felt like a classic Christmas story, like, you'd see Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, or other movies where you have someone narrating the movie and taking it very seriously. So, I'd say that there wasn't really an unfitting character in this movie. All of them did well, and, they kept it grounded while at the same time letting it be what it was, a goofy Christmas special. Now, there aren't that many special effects throughout the movie, but the ones I will note, which are very important, are when we see the North Pole. And they are the creatures and snowmen that we see that are friends with Buddy and wave him goodbye. They aren't in the movie very, very long, mainly just the intro, a little of the beginning, and on the outro. While this isn't an impactful part of the movie, I think it's very charming and shows like they really are two different worlds, the North Pole and New York, or the real world, and it does add this whimsical sense to it and keeps it fun and lighthearted in a sense that reminds you of an old school Christmas special. The one reference I will make note of is that this is definitely hitting a lot of marks from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. The review I did last week, if you want to check it out. It's really good. I hope you enjoyed it. But anyway, this has all the same elements about feeling like a misfit, about trying to find yourself, and even a lot of scenes kind of mimic Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Like when Buddy is going off to look for his dad, there's a scene where Rudolph is just floating in ice, and it mirrors it. Even the snowman looks like the snowman from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. So a lot of the creatures do look like they're from that the original special, but you can tell a lot of the story was based on it too. And I think there's a charm to that. I think that's kind of funny in its own way. It just shows that no matter what, you have to go back to the classics sometimes. This movie overall is very fun. It's very endearing, I would say, that it is trying to be a Christmas special, and it succeeded. It is hitting all the nostalgia I think we all have for old school Christmas specials. And that's kind of what Jon Favreau kind of hit at the end. He didn't expect it when we were reworking the script, but he even said that that's kind of the direction it took, and he didn't exactly hate it. He actually really enjoyed that. So I do think that this is a good movie, but I can also see why some people wouldn't like it. Some people might think it's too silly, Will Ferrell's acting too childish, and I can see it, but that's kind of the fun of all this, Seeing Will Ferrell act like this, seeing this character act goofy, but deep within all of that, it does have a heart, it does have a soul, it does have a purpose, and it's all about self-discovery. Like I said before, this is taking elements out of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. It's all about trying to find your place in the world. You don't feel like you fit in with what's going on right now, and it's hard to find where meaning is. But it's all about rediscovering something or finding something new that maybe you're good at, that no one else really is. And at the end, I do think that he did find something that he was good at, that he could do, and that was telling stories. And it just so happened to be his own story. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below if you did. And if you have a suggestion, like I said, please let me know. I'll be more than happy to look into it and see what I can do. I might be coming back this weekend to do a quick review of... do a quick special review. I'm not going to talk about what yet, though. So please stay tuned. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy it, and see you guys next time.